then, brands didn't release things as fast as they do now. It's just a whole bunch of middle class people getting sucked into buying designer brands to look rich, and if people are getting sick of all the price increases because it's not slowing down, there must be a point where the bubble bursts and people are just uninspired by luxury brands. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. If you love shopping and handbag videos, please like and subscribe to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about maybe predicting what luxury YouTube will look like in another 10 years. I really wonder if YouTube will still be here in 10 years, and maybe I overthink things. I really do overthink things, maybe because I'm a Cancer. I don't know what it is, but I just, I really like to wonder what things will be like in the future, and I also love looking back on how things were like in the past. And this morning I had a video recommended to me by HRH Collection. Alex, I've been following her for a really long time, like maybe 10 years, like a really long time. And I don't know if I followed her when she first started posting YouTube back in like 2008, but she has left a video on her YouTube channel from around 13 years ago or so, and it's of her sharing her designer handbag collection, which honestly I immediately clicked on. Pretty sure I've watched this video a few times, but it's good to just, check back on it every few years. And I really like the way that she filmed this video, just in her bedroom, like a lot of YouTubers do. But the way that it was filmed, I guess like the aesthetic of it felt very like 10 years ago, and it was almost like watching this video was a little time capsule of how like what we were into back then, and like the music back then, because she had her music playing. And it's just kind of comforting to look back on videos like that and kind of see how far people have come, or how far, I don't know, how things have changed over YouTube. Yeah, it's really interesting to see the way that she presented her bags. It's still something that people do to this day. But I think the way that luxury fashion was perceived back then was a little bit different, because, she showed Chanel GST, she showed some of the Louis Vuitton Murakami collection, she also showed some like Gucci bags. And I feel like back then, brands didn't release things as fast as they do now, because like the multicolored collection from Louis Vuitton was, something that lasted quite a number of years, and it was really loved at the time. And, they had a giant collection of it, different bags you could get, and it was later discontinued. But now I feel like Louis Vuitton release multicolor or like colored monogram like all the time. Like it's not nearly as special as it once felt, and I just feel like, I don't know, probably the way that Louis Vuitton is releasing their things is, it's at a faster pace. It seems like less special than maybe it once was, and it also seems like, I don't know if this is the case, but it seems like more people are buying it. But maybe that's because there are more people on YouTube posting videos, and there's massive lines outside Louis Vuitton. There's just like a lot more hype around brands than maybe there was 10 years ago. I mean, designer brands have always been popular, but at the same time, I also think that in these days, a lot more people are questioning designer brands more than they were 10 years ago. Like, for example, I watched a video this morning from Vivian Connolly reacting to a video called Luxury is Keeping You Poor by Cara Nicole. And this video went really viral and made people really question luxury and whether it's just a whole bunch of middle class people getting sucked into buying designer brands to look rich, and buying designer brands or things with logos is just, I don't know, just you showing off to try and fit into a certain status or whatever, which it can sometimes be. But I don't think people were literally like questioning luxury to this extent 10 years ago. And I also think that there is a bit of like this trend towards judging people who buy luxury, which I don't particularly like, because I'm honestly going to say I don't buy luxury because I'm trying to look rich. I buy luxury because I'm into fashion, and I like researching about different brands. I've got a degree in fashion. I've been reading about brands. I have so many fashion books that I've been reading ever since I was 12, learning about like, different eras of fashion. And, the reason why some of these labels are so famous is because they changed fashion. For example, Chanel invented the flap bag, and how many flap bags are there now? Like bloody millions of flap bags from different designers. Saint Laurent made the Saharian look, cool. So how many places do you see military jackets now? Like Burberry invented the trench coat. The trench coat completely changed outerwear. There's a reason why these brands are as idolized as they are, because they are still relevant in this day and age. And unless a brand becomes completely irrelevant, I still think it will speak to people who are into fashion because they appreciate the heritage of the brand, and that's why they keep buying from them. And I think that's why people still shop at Chanel. Sometimes I question, like, why would you still shop at Chanel now that it's like so expensive and the quality is no longer there? But the truth is that people love just buying into the heritage of a brand. They appreciate some of the old crafts that they do, like, you know, the camellias making and all that, and the way that they make the tweed, and that's what people like to buy into. But I do notice that more people are critiquing, you know, whether it's right to buy luxury, and I think it's good to question things as well, because there are a lot of practices that these luxury brands are doing, like underpaying their workers sometimes, making things really fast, churning out collections really fast, which sometimes means the quality is not there, increasing the price at a really rapid rate that makes you question if it's worth it. Yeah, we are questioning luxury brands more than ever, and especially with the rise of super fakes, I think that has also made designer bags look less desirable, because it almost looks like you're questioning whether someone is wearing a real or fake bag sometimes. And so I think with collecting luxury handbags, a lot has changed over the past 10 years, and just looking at Alex's video was really refreshing, because I feel like that was a time where a lot of these problems that we're seeing now wasn't as focused on the way that we consume designer goods, just the way we talk about designer goods, and like the prices. I'm sure back then the prices were a lot better than they are now. So luxury has in a way lost its appeal as to when it was 10 years ago, and I think although it has lost some appeal and that people are questioning it more, I do think that people will still continue to buy luxury, because yeah, they do want to fit in and be like a part of something special. And although people are saying logo mania is over and people don't like logos, I think logos are a really good tool that luxury brands have to almost hypnotize you and to make things feel special, you know? As humans, we do like being a part of a group. Not everybody does. There's a lot of people who live life differently and like to be alone and not like be everyone else. But in general, most people want to be normal. They want to like be cool or like be a part of something special. And to buy something with the logo on it, it just feels like you're buying into something special, or, you know, you feel important in a way. And although people are saying that like luxury logos are over, I don't think it is, because at the end of the day, people are still buying them because these brands are special. They do have a heritage. That's why they are in the positions where they are, and that's why they can make their prices so expensive. But I really wonder if that bubble will burst, and that it will just get to a point where, you know, things are just so overly produced. People are getting sick of all the releases all the time. If people are getting sick of all the price increases because it's not slowing down, there must be a point where the bubble bursts and people are just uninspired by luxury brands anymore. Because although they were revolutionary in the past, there's nothing that luxury brands have been doing, you know, in the past 10 years that has really broken fashion. I really feel like there's nothing that has really changed the way we dress as a humankind. Like, we still are wearing things that were like kind of cool back in like the 90s and the early 2000s and the 80s and the 70s. Like, there's nothing, I feel like, I don't know, sometimes it takes 10 years to look back and be like, that was like really cool, but I don't feel like there's anything significant that has come out from designer brands lately that has really changed fashion. It's just all the same thing kind of being churned out. So I do wonder what luxury YouTube will look like in another 10 years, and if I'm still obsessed with handbags, or if we'll all be completely over it. And if luxury brands become less desirable, well, what would be the next thing? Are we going to be buying other things? Are we going to be buying fine jewelry? Like, what are we going to be buying? So anyways, thanks for listening to my blurby video today. Someone's calling me, so I have to go, but I'll talk to you guys on my next one. Bye! Hello?